communities in KZN are still reeling from the effects of the recent floods. Many areas are still without power and water. Some communities that were cut off due to damaged infrastructure have now taken to fixing it themselves. The provincial government estimates repair costs to be around 25 billion rand. eNCA's Heidi Jokos joins us now from Durban. Good morning yet again, Heidi. What is the latest on the ground insofar as the rebuild project is concerned?
We are in Umlazi at the moment, Mfundo, and I must say the devastation here, you can actually just see it. So I'm going to ask my colleague, Joko Mane, to just show you the main road entering into Umlazi, and the off-ramp moving onto the M2 has been completely washed away. You can actually see how this road has, of course, not been repaired to date. Of course, there's a huge challenge because you can just see the devastation here. Our colleague, actually, Letiwe Mdluli, was stuck in Umlazi because she couldn't get out because of the main road being washed away. So, of course, repairs and mop-up operations are currently underway. It's, of course, very difficult because there's so much that needs to be sorted out: the water pipes, the sewage pipes, the electricity, and all that infrastructure. So it becomes very difficult to try and get through all of that at this stage. But the Deputy Mayor of eThekwini is still with us, of course, just assessing all the damage. He joins me once again. Thank you again, Deputy Mayor, for being with us. The devastation here is hectic, and you can actually see how the main road entering into Umlazi has been completely washed away. Do we have any time frames as to when this is going to be completed and repaired?
Heidi, at the moment, as you see, we've got the engineers here. We've got the engineers of eThekwini, a transport authority. We've got roads. We're just waiting for Sanral to come as well as the Department of Transport KZN. The plan is to agree, first of all, who owns the assets, but the idea is to get it done. So basically, we want to close this nicely, so the roads the cars can flow easy on the South Coast Road. But we already started working on the other one, just to link back to the N2, because at the moment is very chaotic here. But also, as we've seen, that side, we've got a problem with the sewer here as well. As you see, we're trying to run a bank on that side, so we'll be able to put a pipe and connect the sewer so that problem can go away. So there are a number of activities happening here. As you can see how we've run our power here. That is a temporal connection so the people of Umlazi can have power. That's what we've done. But what we're trying to do now is to reinstate as much as we can. So that is what we are trying to achieve here.
Yeah, thankfully most of the road has been opened up. I know you've used the opposite lane to get people in and out of Umlazi. I'm going to ask you this again. Do we know what the cost is and what we're looking at here? Because this is massive damage. You're talking about water pipes, you're talking about roads, electricity. The business journalist in me will always ask you how much this is going to cost.
Heidi, let me just say this to the South African and the people of eThekwini. When this cost is known to us, we'll put it on the table. We're sitting at a position where you're trying to repair the road, and then you realize there's supposed to be water pipes, there's supposed to be some power cable, there's supposed to be conduits to carry something. We're just not too sure of the extent of what exactly needs to be done. So as we go recovering what services are there and so on, or what service is not going to go back there. For instance, the road we're in, this was built as a dam in case that there was a flood, supposed to stop the water. But somebody later on put a road on top of it. Most people don't know this. In 1957, where the old airport was, the river used to run here, cutting across the airport. So somebody wanted to build the airport there and diverted the road. Hence, we have what we call Umlazi Canal. So what was here? It was a dam that was supposed to be protecting water in case we have more water, and it has failed. Hence, we had the problem that we had in April. So basically, it's a little bit more than just a bridge. There's a lot more that goes with it. Because of that, there's a whole lot of engineering that need to go into that detail.
Just lastly, Dean, maybe you can speak to us about any other challenges you face repairing and fixing a lot of the infrastructure that has been damaged. I know National Treasury has indicated that they are allocating funds and they are trying their very best to get money to the province to make sure that repair happens and infrastructure is rebuilt. But you on the ground, I see you laughing, but has there been a challenge of accessing funds?
Heidi, if they can send you the confirmation of payment, please pass it to me. The billion rand that was so much spoken about, it has not hit the account of eThekwini. Maybe it went to another metro, but not eThekwini yet. So everything that we're doing with the leakly that we have, but we were also asked to redirect our budget. So basically what we've done, if we were supposed to be getting a stoop in front of your house, we've taken that money, we're putting into the little work that we're doing. Remember, we are about to come to the end of our financial year, being the end of June, starting a new one on the 1st of July. So the little monies that we have, the Treasury has allowed us to redirect the funds. So basically, that is what we are doing. We're hoping that when that money do come, it will then go and plug the hole. But our estimates of everything that we have in Durban that the municipality has calculated at the moment, it's sitting at 1.7 billion rand. That is where we are sitting. And we're not talking about human settlement. We're talking about the infrastructure.
Okay, well, hopefully you get that money, and if I get the proof of payment, I'll...
Please send it to me.
Thank you so much for that update. That's the Deputy Mayor of eThekwini, Philani Mavundla, just speaking to us about the infrastructure. And Mfundo, of course, the big challenge here is access to funds. We know that this has been centralized to National Treasury taking over, but that money has still not been passed on to the metros, which, of course, poses a huge challenge for them as they would want to sort out a lot of the infrastructure, but funds becomes a problem.
All right. Heidi, thank you very much for that report. That's eNCA's Heidi Jokos.